Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's March 13th, Friday the 13th, and we got some cold weather coming. Now, we got tomatoes. They're really too big to cover. We do have a few big containers that we're going to cover these, and we've got containers we're going to cover our peppers. Now, it's supposed to get down low 30s. Some say 32, some say 34. This is going to be Sunday evening and Monday evening, so that means it's prep for cold weather. And I'm going to do this a little ahead of time for those of you that's not familiar with prepping. Now, 32 is not going to be cold enough to freeze and damage any of my stuff here. So I'm not particularly worried about that. But I'm going to do a technique that I've used in the past for some, and I'm going to use it this time. Frost is really the damaging agent. And a freeze could be, but what I'm going to do, and you can see I've got my sprinkler set up here on my tomatoes with my little mini wobblers. These put under 2 gallons a minute. I think they're actually like 1.2 or 3. They're really small emitters, but that way I can run these like overnight. Now, it is going to be a lot of water. Yesterday, the rain stopped, but the day before, the couple of days, we got 2.5 inches. So our ground is nice and moist. We finally got some rain. But we're going to have to try to protect these things. And whenever I put these out, I said, we'll deal with that if we have to. It was showing maybe 39 for a low before, but now it's dropped down. And this looks like the last cold spell for us. But we do have our trees here in our new orchard that are blooming. Some of them started to set their fruit, like our plum apricot cross. You know, we've got our fruit set there, so we don't really want to lose it. Even though these are first year trees, I'm not like a lot of people. I'm not going to take all the fruit off. If it gets too much of a load, normally they'll drop it themselves. But we do have apples that have started to form on our apple tree, and we don't want to lose these and the blooms that's going on right now. And we don't want to slow down these to the point to where they're going to stop blooming, because a lot of our peaches up here in this area are starting to bloom. Our almond trees are starting to bloom, and we want to let them continue. So what I've done here is I've actually extended my waters, because my intent isn't to water the top of the trees, it's to water the area around the trees. But right through this cold spell, my intent is to water the whole tree. So I've elevated these, and what that'll do, it'll give them a little more spray distance too, because there is going to be some winds. But I've done this in the past with, I had plum trees, and we were getting a freeze, and it was definitely below. It was like 25. And I turned the sprinkler on that evening. And the next day I come out there, it looked like an ice menagerie. It had so much ice on all these plum tree and peach tree. But they didn't drop any of their fruit. In fact, they set a bumper crop that year. But we're going to have to roll the greenhouse down. We've already put this end on our citrus greenhouse. We have a new heater for it that's supposed to be here today, so hopefully everything goes right. We'll get that installed today or tomorrow, so we'll definitely have dependable heat. And once we get that new heater set in there, we'll put the end cap on the other end, and then Sunday we'll roll these sides down, keep them down for a couple of days. This greenhouse here, it's not heated. We might put some supplemental heat in here. We do have our peppers and a couple of cherry tomatoes, and we don't want them to get harmed. Now, all this other stuff, the cabbage, the broccoli, that's going to be fine. It's not going to get near cold enough. Once we roll these sides down, it'll keep those high winds, because I think they got 25 to 30 with some 40-mile-an-hour gusts for Sunday. And that gust is really what's going to hurt your plants. So, I mean, not just causing the ground temperature to go away, and so it's going to get colder towards the ground. It's also going to take and damage some plants, like broccoli and such are good about, they get high winds, and a lot of times it'll snap them off. Now, we do have some of our earlier blueberries. We've definitely got fruit set on these, and we want to keep that. We don't want it to freeze. Now, they will take pretty low temperatures, but we don't want to stun our plants any. These are producing good, the ones that are early like that. And so we want to keep that fruit. We don't want it to drop off. And plus, our other ones that are a little later are blooming now. Some are starting to set a few new leaves and stuff. And so we don't want to slow that down either. So we're going to set another set of sprinklers down here to keep this part watered good. We'll just go ahead and we'll set a sprinkler here and down through here, and then that'll make sure that our other tree gets good mist from it too. Now this is lower, my sprinkler in there, and this is lower, but it stays wetter down here, so I didn't add that sprinkler, but we're going to go ahead and do that. But if it gets cold, and like I say, we're in 8D, and our average last frost date was March 28th, and now since they redid the zone, because we were in 8A, now that they redid it, our average last frost date is March 23rd. But realize these are average last frost. And when it gets down to close to freezing, it's definitely, you're going to have some frost. So we'll deal with that accordingly. But a lot of our plants that's popped up, we've got our little cantaloupes that are popped up here and stuff. We've got some watermelons that are popped up. We'll go ahead and put pots on them, set a brick on them so those high winds won't blow them over. So we'll have all that covered and try to protect it best we can. Another thing is, make sure that you water your ground good before this happens. Sunday we'll water everything good where we're not having the sprinklers, so that ground temperature will radiate up and keep those roots warm and keep more warmth towards the surface. That way, when we put a pot over the top of it, it's going to radiate that ground heat up there through it. We did this with our tomatoes a few years back. When we planted them early, for some reason, I just jump the gun every year and take a little bit of time to protect them for a day or two. It's well worth it. But we'll see how that goes after the freeze. We'll do an update for sure and fill everybody in on how well things went. But anyway, that's an update. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope that if you have some cold weather, you don't wait till the last minute to prepare for it. Go ahead and make those provisions make adjustments to your plan and get that done. Anyway, of course, as always, give this thing a big thumbs up. That helps me out, and that shows me that you enjoyed it. Enjoy that gardening experience.